I'm being joined by Major Mohammad Ali Shah on the broadcast. Good morning, sir, and thank you for joining News X. What do you make of these developments?
Manipur has got different underground factions. They are different pure mighty groups. Like, for example, there's UNLF, United Nations Liberation Front. There's PLA, People Liberation Army. There's KYKL, the faction we're talking about right now. Kangla Yavon, Kangla Loop. They are Kuki faction as well. That's like the KRA, the Kuki Revolutionary Army, the KNA, Kuki National Army. They are part of one faction. They are Kuki groups, and then they are mighty groups. They are also mixed groups as well. Now the very fact is KYKL, a very powerful group, mighty group in operating in Manipur, and Lieutenant Colonel Mornington Temba, who is also known as Uttam, very famous. I have known this particular self-styled Lieutenant Colonel when he was a junior. Not known him personally. I've known about him. He's suspected to have had a hand, the mastermind behind the ambush, the deadly ambush on the Dogra regiment in 2015. I think 6 Dogra was there, if I'm not mistaken. And it was so most wanted. But now, close to 1,200 to 1,500, a mob that had led the Myra Pabais are who? Myra Pabais are the ladies who are actually very sweet. They do a lot of social work. They can be very difficult as well. They had surrounded the army column, and they had 12 KYKL militants is what I get to know. I haven't got a chance to speak to the PRO of the Spare Corps because he doesn't answer calls or messages. But anyhow, the input that I have got from my sources is that I commend the officer for taking quick decisions, because in the army we have one thing, which is no militant, dead or alive, is worth my soldier's life. And this is a line which I had also spoken in a movie. In fact, it was a very realistic thing where I had acted in. That's a different thing altogether. But the very fact, in a very serious situation like this, when you are surrounded by a mob, you have to do your quick thinking, quick presence of mind, what decisions to be taken now. That shows the acid test of an officer, of a leader. That is because we are trained to have the OLQs, that's the officer-like qualities in us. So when it on human ground, when you take a sudden decision like this, for the betterment, for a better future, for everyone, keeping everyone in mind, I think I commend the officer who took the decision, and it is absolutely fine. And because a lot of people were saying, oh, the officer should not have left. So what? If you could not left the terrorists, the militants, then what do you do? I mean, you cannot open fire on our own people. You cannot do that on a mob. It's very simple. In a place where they could be armed for the Special Power Act to go ahead. No, even when I was there in JNK or in the Northeast, when I was fighting insurgency, the guns were blaring, Priya. The guns were blaring. My gun blazed too.